Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian. Well, first of all, let me just say, sorry for not posting any videos in a good, like 2-3 weeks or something like that. I'm currently in the process of looking for a second or new job. So things have been pretty hectic for me these last few weeks. I've been picking up more shifts at work too. So I just haven't really had any time to do any content for the channel, especially since I don't make any money on this channel. All right, I don't. So everything I post is basically just because I enjoyed doing it, and I like helping you guys out and such. So anyways, for today's video, I kind of want to just have a little discussion with you guys. So by all means, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below as to what you think about a lot of things that I'm about to talk about. Namely being that, as you probably saw from like the title and such, that is Pokemon Unite kind of dying out. Now, in my opinion, personally, I don't think Pokemon Unite is dying per se, but I do think it's losing momentum. It's losing its hype, its steam that it once had. I definitely think that's something that's currently happening for sure at this moment, primarily, and we'll get into this, but primarily because of the fact that there's a lot of layers to this. But I think the biggest scope as to why it's like this is because of the fact that the game is very clearly built with casual players in mind. That's probably the biggest thing, and it kind of branches out into smaller reasons as to why this affects the game in different ways. But the game is clearly built with casual players in mind. From a financial standpoint, I think that makes perfect sense. Okay, you want to appeal to the biggest market share of the gaming market as possible, so that way, especially for a free-to-play game, so to help generate more revenue as much as possible. I get it. Okay, it's not too different from how a lot of other games do things. However, here's the problem. Is that because of the fact that the game is built with casual players in mind, at least at the way they currently have it right now, is that they are kind of leaving the competitive integrity of the game to the wayside a little bit, and it's playing second or third fiddle. They focus more on keeping the casual players' retention of the game to play the game, and leaving the players who actually want to take the game seriously not necessarily to the wayside, but they're not taking them as seriously compared to their main moneymakers, which, again, from a financial aspect, makes complete sense. But at the same time, because they're doing that, it's making a lot of people not enjoy the game as much as they could be, which is kind of what leads to people not playing anymore or not playing as much, aka the game's losing its momentum. The fact that the casual player mindset was built both into quick play and into ranked at the same time, where they basically don't really feel a whole lot different, I think is probably one of the biggest problems. Now, those of you who've been to my channel, watch my videos, you know I'm in Masters. I'm in the highest rank. But even in Masters, there's a whole lot of issues that just makes the game not as enjoyable as it very easily could be. And I'm not gonna lie, even during my little off time that I have, where I get to play games, I'm not playing Pokemon Unite. I'm playing other games because, frankly, Pokemon Unite as of right now doesn't really have a whole lot to offer for a competitive player like myself, and most of it just simply has to do with the lack of competitive integrity in the ranked mode specifically. As well as lack of incentives once you've reached a certain point in ranked. Okay, now since we're on the topic, we might as well just dive into ranked. Okay, making the game for a casual player mindset, I think, is fine for literally any other mode in the game except ranked. When it comes to ranked, I think you need to be able to balance the game enough where the ranked players can enjoy a competitive experience, because when you have a game, a PvP game, like a MOBA, which is what Pokemon Unite is, what keeps those players around is a good quality ranked experience. And if you don't have that, people aren't going to keep playing your game. And considering that 9 out of 10 times, most of the top content creators for PvP related games tend to be ranked oriented. Okay, they tend to be more so talking about how to get better and whatnot. You know, the best characters or team compositions, strategies, and whatnot. Most content creators for any sort of PvP related game tend to be in a competitive mindset. Okay, so it has a trickle down effect where if the competitive integrity of the game isn't good enough, people aren't going to want to play as much. If people aren't wanting to play as much, okay, there's not going to be as much content created for it, which essentially is like free promotion for the game, essentially. So less people making content for the game means less free promotion. Less free promotion means less people know about it, and not as many people play the game. So it has a trickle-down effect, which all essentially correlates to the game losing momentum. Now let's rewind a little bit. Let me talk about competitive integrity and what I mean a little bit by that, and maybe some examples as to what I wish they would do. So for the longest time, okay, basically ever since the game came out, the same type of complaints have kind of been roaming around the Pokemon Unite community for quite a while now. And almost none of them, well, maybe not none of them, but most of them have absolutely nothing to do with specific characters that you can play in mind. You know, sometimes if there's a specific patch where a particular Pokemon or two are a little outrageous, yeah, people will complain about it. But for the most part, there have been the same type of complaints that are related to everything else, not related to the Pokemon, that kind of ruin a lot of people's gaming experience or their ranked experience in particular. These are things like the Zapdos problem, just field bosses in general with like Rotom and Dreadnought, which they did address a little recently. I personally don't think the Zapdos, Dreadnought, Rotom patch is enough, but I like the direction it's going in. My biggest complaint about that is that they waited like, how long has the game been out now? Like 4 months or something like that, I think. And that they're taking a while to address those things when like they could have very easily been like addressed within the first month or two. Very easily, at least for the ranked experience. They're more than happy to shell out all these skins for like $40 each in the shop and whatnot, and have all these like gaming, like all these Halloween events and whatnot. But you know, competitive integrity, they'll take their sweet time to go ahead and like actually do a decent patch for that. Even just like nerfing particularly OP Pokemon or adjusting them a little bit, it's just like it takes them forever. Sometimes like Lucario, it took forever to Lucario to actually get like a damage nerf, and he's still really good. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that they take forever to actually implement things to help the ranked experience feel better, which is a trend that I've already become a little too familiar with from other PvP games that I would play. They've kind of been on a spiral slope in the past, or currently as of right now too. Kind of looking at you, Overwatch. Yeah, aside from things like the Zapdos, the field boss problems essentially, and also like too many catch-up mechanics in general. Okay, aside from too many catch-up mechanics, or at least how strong a lot of them combined are, they take forever to actually address those type of things, or at all. One of the biggest factors that I think also kills a lot of players' drive to actually keep playing the game is simply that the matchmaking system, the ranked experience, or yeah, the matchmaker, as well as how the master rank currently works, I think it's completely like isn't good enough. I don't want to say really bad, but it's bad. Okay, it's not a good experience at all whatsoever. Especially in the masters. I will say I have more fun playing this game, playing on my alt account, where I'm trying to get to masters on particular Pokemon. And some of you guys might have seen my streams, my like playing only Mr. Mime, one-tricking him to masters, and then I would try to do it with other Pokemon. Haven't gotten there yet, just because I gotten too busy, but you know, the idea is there. And I have more fun playing on my alt account, trying to get the masters on that one Pokemon, than I do playing on my main account where I'm already in masters. And the main reason is that people actually are trying in non-master ranks because you have something to chase. Whereas in masters, because of the fact that you can't D rank and at the end of the season, you already received the max rewards just for reaching the Masters rank. There's literally little incentive at all whatsoever to actually try hard or get better at the game or continue playing the game for that matter once you've reached the Masters rank. Quite honestly, there's a lot of players that I'll meet in the Masters rank who should honestly just still be in Ultra or Veteran, sometimes myself included, especially when I'm playing particular Pokemon that I don't really play. The matchmaker as a whole, on top of just the Master rank in general, it's just not good enough. It's just a bad gaming experience. And when you stack that on top of a lot of all these catch-up mechanics, the fact that they take forever to actually address anything related to competitive integrity to the game, which keeps competitive players keep playing the game in the first place, it just makes for a lot of frustrating and not fun games, which makes people not want to play anymore. And this is kind of part of the problem that I have with this game right now, is that it's fun. From a casual perspective, this is a really fun game. But from a competitive perspective, this game has problems, and the company in charge of actually managing the game doesn't seem to care as much as I think they probably should be. Because just think about it for a second. When this came out, everybody was talking about this game. Even content creators that aren't really known for gaming were playing this game when it first came out. Like Moist Critical. I saw tons of other YouTube videos of people I've never even heard of. They got like hundreds of thousands of views, maybe even 1 million or whatever, of them playing this game. But what about now? You don't really see anybody talking about Pokemon Unite anymore. All you see people talking about Pokemon Unite now are the people who are just purely making content for it. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Unless you're a casual player, no one really talks about this game that much anymore, okay? So it's a problem, and I really hope that Timmy, or whatever the company is that manages it, can do something about it. Because honestly, I really like this game. But if it keeps going down this route, which I've already seen a little too much, wink wink Overwatch, I'm probably just going to end up playing other games, which I kind of already am doing. On that note, guys, don't be surprised if I start posting other content on the channel. I know most of you guys came from my Pokemon Unite videos, which I'm more than happy the fact that you actually subscribe to the channel. It honestly means a lot to me. But I never really stated it, but so I might as well make it known now that this channel, the channel is called It's Brian IRL. It's supposed to showcase me and the stuff I like to do. With that being said, don't be surprised if I post other stuff that isn't related to Pokemon Unite. Now, don't worry, I still plan to make Pokemon Unite content as long as I'm enjoying the game. I should probably put that distinction. As long as I'm enjoying the game, I still plan to make content for it. But don't be surprised if you see other stuff on the channel pop up too. Who knows? Some of the stuff you might see me post, you might actually like it yourself. I just played the Outer Wilds DLC, and oh my god, that was so much fun. I absolutely love Outer Wilds. Honestly, not enough people. It's so underrated. It's one of my favorite games of all time right now. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. It's such a good game. Anyways, other than that, that was it for my rant, my spiel for today's video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. I really want to hear if anybody has a different take than from me, just in general. I just want to hear people's thoughts. Just kind of get a little discussion going. So, anyways, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna try and start pumping out more content again lately. I know I've been kind of AFK lately, but anyways, see you guys later. Peace.